Good morning, Bix Weir, road.com with your morning horn disease, your sip of coffee. So, the panic in YouTube crypto people seems to be abating. Um, it was rumored that a lot of YouTubers who were doing cryptocurrencies were getting kicked off of YouTube. It wasn't a rumor; it was true. A purge had started. Everybody's like, "What the hell's going on?" Well, it looks like YouTube has reversed their position and has restored most, if not all, of the crypto YouTubes that they took off, saying it was a mistake. I just listened to Crypto, my buddy Omar down there in LA, and his videos that got removed got replaced, and he said that's happening all over. So hey, victory. Now the question is, why did they do it? And does this have anything to do with it? Everything in green. Was it part? When they take these artificial slams of cryptocurrencies, they use media, they use everything they can. This Ponzi scheme they're saying in China is the reason that Bitcoin dumped so much, which is complete and total bullshit. How do we know? It was a $2 billion Ponzi scheme, and the volume in the last 24 hours was 25 billion. So it had nothing to do with it. Zero nada. But hey, good news for YouTubers. That one confused me, other than to help out in the artificial slam of cryptocurrencies. But it confused me because I do think the good guys and the bad guys want cryptocurrencies to be more popular in the future. The only thing it could have been is they were assisting in a slam of cryptocurrencies. There you go. So their buddies, YouTube's buddies, remember YouTube is deep state all the way. The crypto cabal, there's a crypto cabal of deep state players that probably own most of the cryptos. They are trying to slam the price to get the real thing because they play in these criminal markets that rehypothecate everything. They don't trade real cryptos. It is a joke. We're headed close to proof of keys. If you don't have your cryptos off the exchanges by now, I don't know what to tell you, bud. It's not a good idea. And it's not cryptocurrencies that's going to take down the exchanges. It's the banks. All these banks rely, or all these cryptocurrency exchanges are 100% reliant upon the banks. And there's some huge stuff coming at the year turn. Huge. If you're a Road to Ruta member, a private road member, I'll be posting the Friday road trip later today. And I talk about that. The turn. Let's call it the turn. And it's a big thing. And it looks like the Fed's not going to stop it from happening, which is interesting. All right. So, what is the Fed doing? Voila. Right there. Stock market up. 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 The Exchange Stabilization Fund is supporting every market and depressing every market that needs depressed. Like they depress gold and silver to the nth degree. They are the ones bringing the stock market up, 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 up. As soon as it starts to go down, they buy futures, options, swaptions, you name it, bring it up, up, up. They have unlimited money to do this. It is all a con. The biggest con known to man. Somebody sent me the famous quote that I've talked about many times, the Nostradamus quote: imitations of gold and silver get thrown into the lake. Now, back in Nostradamus' days, imitations of gold and silver was metal that was not pure. It's called coin clipping. So they'd put, copper or whatever in the gold coins and make them worth less and less and less over time, hoping that nobody notices. That they use excuses like, oh, we just need to make the gold harder and blah, blah, blah. Coin clipping. But Nostradamus says imitations of gold and silver get thrown into the lake. What other imitations of gold and silver do we have today? Derivatives. Off the chart derivatives for JP Morgan. I talked about it last week. Unlimited. But right now, highest ever. Highest ever. And this is the criminal bank that's being investigated for RICO charges for rigging the gold and silver market. And they're allowed by our lovely regulators to have the highest ever derivative position in gold and silver. What could go wrong? Again, get your cryptos off the exchanges because every single exchange will shut down. The stock market, the bond market, the COMEX, the LBMA, the foreign exchange market, all the crypto market. You name it will shut down when these banks go. and they aren't stopping the crash. Now is the time. Get your assets in your own possession. You're not even going to know the value of them for a while because all the exchanges will be shut down. You won't know. Very scary time, but very exciting time because we're moving into a new future. Yes, they can click a mouse and make the Dow Jones Industrial Average go to 1 million or go to zero. Same with cryptos. 1 million or zero. They can make Bitcoin go to 1 million or zero with a click of a mouse. That's how easy it is in our manipulated world. All this started back in the 1960s with the invention of computers, computer trading models, written by our friend Alan Greenspan, the world's best computer programmer, for half a century. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Road to Ruta, Alan Greenspan. Why was he put in charge of the Fed? Why was the world's #1 gold bug put in charge of the Fed in 1987? Because he was a computer expert and he was rigging all markets. Anybody who says, Greenspan, he's just an evil criminal Zionist hack, needs to dig a little bit deeper. Know who he was, what he was doing, and how he was doing it. Who was his best friend in high school? John Kimeny. Who was John Kimeny? The guy who invented basic computing. Who invented our electronic financial markets in the 60s and 70s? Alan Greenspan and friends. Who blamed himself for Y2K? Alan Greenspan. People need to wake up. Go to roadtoruta.com and get your ass on the road to Ruta. The very front. Let's go to Road to Ruta right now. The very first page. This is all free on the private roadside. The very top. Road to Ruta letters. There's a ton of articles. Right here. Golden Oldies to the Crypto Future explains everything you need to know about what's going on behind the scenes. And this, Discovering the Road to Ruta, will teach you about who Alan Greenspan was, what the Road to Ruta is, and why they're going to take down the banks. It's really important that you guys understand this. Just go. It's all free right there at the front. roadtoruta.com. Get yourself educated. So, remember Trump saying, the economy's great, everything's great. Banks celebrate record high stocks with the most layoffs since 2015. Now, why would the banks be laying off massive amounts of people if everything was so great? And then all the bankers are disappearing these days? And celebrity accusers who are disappearing these days? There's a lot of disappearing people. A few days ago, Morgan Stanley laid out why 2019 was an unusually bizarre year for equity markets, which hit all-time highs around the globe even as bullish strategies underperformed, crippling countless hedge funds. Think about that for 1 second and hang on to that thought. Crippling countless hedge funds who failed to get the mix of assets just right and suffered another round of gut-wrenching redemptions, which culminated in the longest streak of hedge fund outflows since the financial crisis. But for people who brought you this record performance in stocks, namely the world's traders, bankers, and finance professionals, and the Exchange Stabilization Fund, there's another reason why 2019 was not only perplexing, but also a painful year. More of them got let go than any other year since 2015, according to Bloomberg calculations. Banks around the world, the institutions that are supposed to benefit the most from rising markets, have unveiled the biggest job cuts in 4 years as they slash costs to weather a slowing economy. I thought everything was going great, Mr. Trump. I thought, stock market's at all-time highs. What could possibly go wrong? Seeking Alpha, banks make biggest job cuts in 4 years as Morgan Stanley trims. Banks are making the biggest round of job cuts in 4 years as they extract costs to counter a slowing economy. More than 50 lenders have announced plans to slash a combined 77,780 jobs this year, the most since 2015. I guarantee you that will triple, quadruple. And the banks go down, they're all going to lose their jobs. Facing the burden of negative interest rates and the criminality of market rigging, European banks account for 82% of the total. Remember Lindsey Williams saying Europe will go first? I still believe it will. Morgan Stanley is the most recent bank to join year-end campaign cutting 1,500 jobs. It's going to be a lot more than that. Germany's Deutsche Bank, our favorite criminal rigging bank, tops the list of planned job cuts with a planned headcount reduction of 18,000 through 2022 as it shrinks investment banking unit. Deutsche Bank is not long for this world. So, if you are a expert money manager, expert portfolio manager, like the people over in Illinois, what are you going to do? You're going to get rid of all those boring stocks that never do anything, and all. We need to go after the high yield stocks, the real risky ones. This is just brilliant, Illinois. So the Fed rigs the stock market up, gets all these idiot fund managers saying, oh my God, everybody's passing us by because we did it by the book and we're losing money. We have to go for the risky stuff because we would have been rich in the last 6 months. Voila, here's what happens. Illinois pension plan dumps $1 billion in value stocks to shift to self-manage. An Illinois pension plan just pulled $1 billion from an underperforming value fund to seek better returns. What could possibly go wrong? If you have been waiting for a bell ringer, perhaps Illinois is singing your tune. The Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund is pulling out $1.1 billion from BMO Global Asset Management due to poor performance. The pension fund is terminating a portfolio of U.S. large-cap stocks managed by BMO and plans to oversee the money internally, according to a statement issued on Monday. What could go wrong with these idiots? Both performance and the opportunity to save fees by managing the money internally were factors. John Kruppa, a spokesman for the Oak Brook, Illinois-based organization. Earlier this month, the California Public Utilities Retirement System said it would reduce the use of external emerging equity fund managers. Hey, you internal guys, if you're listening to the Road to Ruta, go get yourself some cryptos and massive amounts of silver. $1.1 billion in physical silver, it could solve the Illinois pension crisis. Do it. Make it happen. Of course, it won't change the price. That gets traded. 1.1 billion in silver gets traded every 15 minutes. That's how criminal that market is. It is insane what's happening, but hey, you got a front row seat on the Road to Ruta. I will be doing the Friday road trip in the member area about the repos. Something big is happening right now, and you're not going to see it in the numbers. As a matter of fact, the numbers haven't gone up in the last couple of days. There's a reason for it. And I'll be talking about that on the Friday road trip. Sign up at roadtoruta.com right here. Subscribe today, and you get one Very token. You know, all these problems, if these exchanges shut down, there is a crypto solution. Veritasium, peer-to-peer asset exchange. Why do you think the SEC went after Reggie so hard? They know that that is the answer to the criminality, and the SEC are the criminals, along with their banker henchmen. So hang on to your Veritasium. Cliff High's data has the U.S. government coming to Reggie saying, help us solve our problem. The problem is rehypothecation of assets, criminal exchanges. You got Veritasium, Truth and Honesty, and capital exchanges. Ooh. I'm not guaranteeing it. Somebody said, I want to put everything into Veritasium. That's not a good idea. It is a long shot, but if it plays out like Cliff's data says, that long shot will pay off. Change your stars. Absolutely. One more thing. The Toby Fund, Toby Memorial Fund, it will be closing up at the end of the year. I want to thank everybody for pitching in. We have raised quite a bit of money for New Style Motherlode. And we're at $9,898 of $10,000 on the GoFundMe. We've already hit the $10,000, including cryptos. But if you want to bump us over the $10,000, throw in an extra $10. All you have to do is go to roadtoruta.com. And the third one down, Toby's Memorial Fund. Also, we got the Raw Food Reboot coming up, a free service to help you guys shake off all this extra holiday weight that all of us have gained. That starts on January 6th. Go to the second one down at roadtoruta.com and hit the link, and you'll get to Amy's website. Her website's a hell of a lot better than mine. I need to talk to her about that. 21-day reboot to kind of reboot your system, get ready for the fight in 2020 because it's going to be a big fight. And all you have to do is eat real food. Raw food that God made. That's it. The first week is just raw food. The second week is take that raw food and put it into a blender, make a smoothie. We all like smoothies. And the third week is just juices. So you take all that raw food and you squeeze all the juice out, all the nutrients, all the good stuff. And you're going to lose a hell of a lot of weight too. Just saying. But Amy will say, no, it's not about losing weight. For me, that's part of it. But you feel so much better. And no caffeine, no alcohol. I know it sounds hard. It's really not that hard. Bitcoin Ben's going to do it again. He loved it so much the first time. Anyway, this is Bix Weir, roadtoruler.com. Talk to you later.